Good afternoon, good evening. This topic that I would like to share with you is how to deal with disappointment. Disappointment how do people handle it can be disappointment comes in so many different forms. It can be you might be going for a job interview and you don't quite make it through the selection process. Now, how do you handle that? Well, first, let's just say that we put all types of disappointment into one umbrella or one place. And basically what I want to say is, from experience, whether it be in job interviews or exams, types of exams, numerous exams. I would like to get into each one at some point specifically, but I just want to say that first, I think you find that you have to give yourself time to allow give yourself time to accept what has happened. Accept what has happened. You give yourself time, and I think accepting is the most important thing. Accept the decision, respect the decisions of wherever the determining factor came from. You accept that is the decision, whether it is how you, even if the decision is different from what you were looking for. So give yourself time to process, and within the next few days it begins to filter out, it begins to filter out. And also the second thing, so first you process, you accept you accept the conditions. Second, you give yourself time. Try to keep your energies, or because of the disappointment, you will look for the easiest things out of the situation. You might look for comfort. So don't beat yourself up about that, because that is a natural reaction. But when you're aware of that, okay, now you're aware that you are looking for comfort to help ease the process of accepting. If you become aware of what is going on, and not to be too hard on yourself. And the third thing, most important thing, is to bounce back. You must bounce back. The first two, you combine those two things, you accept and you give yourself time to process, and then you go back to the drawing board, or you hop back on your horse, as they say. You get back on the horse and you keep going. This is the most important thing. And in the future, things will be a lot sweeter because of how hard it was to continue going. You must continue going. So the reason why I made this video is because I know how you might feel lost with disappointments. You feel lost. You don't because you don't have the result or the desired outcome. But I want to share with you just this one thing, is that you must continue going, never give up, keep going, and finally just do your best. Continue to do your best and keep going, no matter what happens, no matter how many times you have to get back up. The important thing is to get back up and keep going. And I say that honestly, and I hope to make a follow-up video to this where I could go into specific situations where I have been faced with disappointments, and I have had to try my, I have had to face disappointments, and how I overcame each episode, and importantly what I learned from each episode. And the important thing, I'm going to I will make a follow-up video, because I know that this video is kind of my personal thoughts that I want to share, but I also know that each one of us, we have strategies that we can come up with, and we have a strategy, or we have a goal that we want to reach. And some people use one method, they look back reflect on what happened, and other people have another way, but the desired outcome is always you never give up, you give it another go, you keep going. There's so many comeback stories that are so inspiring, the underdog story, coming back from adversities. So this is kind of I'd like to hear how I'd like to hear how people handle their situations, and also what they've learned. Okay guys, don't want to make this any longer, so good luck and never give up.